Another great week in sports. We're back at it. The NFL playoffs have started. Zach with a very exciting game down there in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah. I for a second I thought you were talking about the game tonight, and
hmm
I was like, this is gonna be a stressful game.
Yes.
But the
Now you had an
Jaguars game was
exciting one,
amazing.
dude. Yeah, we're gonna get into that because that was. I'm still kind
We
of
jacked
shocked
them up.
that. I'm still kind of shocked that that whole thing went down, but we're
And
back.
I
We're
have
coming
a
off of.
reason. I have a fun fact that I'll tell you why I am not shocked.
Got you. Well, we're coming fresh off an interview with Johnny Klein, professional soccer player. We got another interview this week coming out on Friday. So that'll be a lot of fun. But Zach, you doing all right down there in Jacksonville?
Doing good, especially after this weekend. Great weekend for myself. Clemson basketball beat Duke, but that really wasn't a surprise. We had a better record. Jacksonville beating the Chargers, and the Chargers just doing
Yeah.
their classic chargering. It's a great weekend. Walked around a new part of Jacksonville. Went to a bookstore. That was fun. Walked on a beach when
Uh-huh.
it was kind of cold this Saturday, yeah, Saturday. And it was just like high 40s, low 50s, but really windy. And me and
hmm
Kaylee were walking around, and people were wearing like stocking hats, winter coats. We'd walk into a store. They'd be like, "Stay warm out there." Like, "Will do. I'm wearing shorts. I think I'll be fine."
yeah. Yeah. You're used to it. Yeah.
It was
Man.
just really funny to see everyone. I hope I never become like that, but I feel
Yeah.
like I probably will after at least a year. But
Yeah.
this morning,
You
my
might
car was
adjust down there.
frosted over, so I had to break out the ice scraper.
Really? How cold is it down there?
It got in the morning. It was like 35, so it was cold
That's a
enough for a
lot colder
frost.
than what I thought, though.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. I didn't even know Florida got like that.
we are in northern Florida. Like
Okay. Yeah.
Miami's 6 hours away, which is pretty far, if especially in the same state. But
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean
how
we
have you been?
can. I've been good, man. I've been good. I've been really good. I guess not the greatest after what my Seahawks did yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago now.
I feel like you should
Um,
be, like
yeah, I
happy.
mean, I was happy with the first half for sure, and I like what the future holds because they have a lot of young guys here. But um, that second half, man, was that fourth quarter in particular was pretty excruciating. Like it would literally the fourth quarter look like a varsity team versus like a seventh grade team or a sixth grade team. Like it was just
Yeah.
like turnover. They were like tackling us like big hits. I mean, yeah, it was a mess. But no, I've been good, man. I'm glad to be back. Um, glad to finally getting some more content out there with for people on TikTok and
Mhm.
Instagram and all that great stuff. But I was gonna go right into NFL, but I forgot. Let's start with how did you see it? Mine really quickly here is, in my opinion, one of the best times of the year. And I, I don't think you know what I'm gonna say, but you're gonna know in a second because you
NBA
probably
All-Star weekend coming up.
nah, you probably see me post
Oh,
about it.
Australian Open.
Yes, sir.
The
Your
reason
favorite sport.
the reason why I hate tennis is because the Australian Open would be on. I'd wake up as a kid, as probably every little kid does, turn on SportsCenter instead of like a cartoon, and Australian Open would be on, and I wouldn't be able to watch my not top 10 plays, and I got really mad,
Uh
and
huh. Uh huh.
don't like tennis ever since.
You know, me working the overnight shift at my job, it really works out because in Australia the time zone's different. So they're all at like 6 p.m. I watched the match last night, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So it's like it perfectly aligns. But it's like a lot of people that probably listen to this don't follow tennis whatsoever. And I don't blame you. It can be a very boring sport unless you're like dived in. Like I bet you can watch golf more than like the average person probably could.
Oh, I
That
love
type of thing.
golf. You watch a
Yeah.
golf major, intense. Go to a golf tournament.
Exactly.
That'll change your life. It's so
So
fun.
yeah, I feel like it's kind of the same thing. But for me it's like now that I've learned more about not just the sport but the athletes themselves, I can kind of compare it to MLB, NBA, NHL, all these different sports, NFL with like Tom Brady. So they have like Rafa Nadal, who's been the great one of the greatest for a long time. And I'm looking at it now, and he's still ranked number one in the world. But you have all these young guys that are really athletic and explosive and are fun to watch. And I think it really I mentioned it probably over the summer, I guess it was with Wimbledon. There was a guy named Carlos Alcaraz who was
Mhm.
number one in the world until recently. He's got an injury right now and he's not competing, but he was doing a bunch of behind the back hits and between the legs and just like a bunch of flashy stuff. He's only 19, but a bunch of
Dang.
flashy stuff that catches the eye than just, I think tennis matches can be very boring if there's not a lot of flash to it, a
You
lot
just go
not a
like
lot of
this.
flair. Yeah. Yeah. So I think with that, along with, I look at in the MLB, I kind of compare it to like as much as we kind of get annoyed with this guy, like a Tatis, something like that, or a Cunha, like all these young, flashy guys that come bring flair to the
Soto.
game. I think it's Soto, exactly. So it brings a lot of I think it's gonna bring a new fan base to the game. But yeah, I'm excited for that, man. It just started up last night and it goes on for like 2 weeks here. So I'm looking forward to it. But what you got for us?
My did you see it's or honestly both about Lars Nootbaar. Um, I sent them to both you guys. Uh, One was the fan list of top right fielders, and it's number one Aaron Judge, number two Bryce Harper, number three Mookie Betts, number four Lars Nootbaar, number five Acuna, six Kyle Tucker, seven Fernando Tatis, which I don't know why I guess he plays right field now. Eight Adolis Garcia, Starling Marte, then Nick Castellanos. So another reason showing Lars Nootbaar better than Brandon Nimmo.
That's so funny, dude.
Um, and then he at the winter warm up because that I think was this past weekend or maybe I think it could be still going on. I'm not sure. But this little girl brought up a pepper grinder for Large Nuke Bar to sign, and that
Mhm.
was pretty awesome.
It
And
was.
I guess I'm just kind of sticking with baseball. Did we talk about Carlos Correa getting signed by the Twins?
I don't think we mentioned that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so signed for the Twins for like a 220 million deal or something.
Uh-huh.
Um, I guess something's wrong with his ankle, but
That's a weird. So what was it? It was what was it? Mets first, and then no, it was Giants
Giants
first.
first, then Mets, and then back to the Twins he goes.
That's crazy. I want to see if he holds up health wise after all
Yeah,
this, and I wonder if it's gonna like pay off for the Mets not to do it. What if he just goes off and
yeah.
just like has a dominant?
I
It's not
was
gonna.
after the Mets, after the thing was coming out about the Mets. A lot of people were saying, "Hey Mo, sign him on a cheap deal. Like,
Yeah.
see what
Well, I
happens."
got one for you. I got one for you. There's a lot of talk about like we're in for like a name right now,
Mm.
and they're not saying who that name is. I see Brian Reynolds. We have discussed him before. Well, I've also
Don't
seen
need a batter. I
Tyler.
just want a pitcher.
Well, here's a picture for you. I also keep seeing Tyler Glass now.
Oh, I
His name
mentioned that
being
to
thrown
you.
out.
I mentioned that to you. I like that.
So I that would
He
be
doesn't get
really
hurt.
nice. Exactly. The health is a big thing. Also, uh there was who was it? I think it was Michael Waka talks. I'm not on board with that. Just so injury prone. Um,
Especially with us, he was injury prone.
yeah, and I know he's coming off a really good year, and that's
Yeah.
probably why. But he's a lot of injury or very injury prone. We've seen it, and then um, Trevor Story going down in Boston.
Mm.
Is Walker a free agent or
He's a free
is
agent.
he? Is he? Like I said, I don't know what that correlation was because some people were saying Michael Waka to the Cardinals. The Red Sox need a shortstop because Trevor Story's down for probably most of the year, and then
And they don't have
they
Xander
maybe
Bogarts either. So their
exactly.
middle of
So
the
they were maybe
infield's kind of screwed.
definitely, and that's why they were saying maybe Paul DeYoung flopped over there, a new scene, that type of thing. Very hitter friendly ballpark.
Paul DeYoung for
Um,
Chris Sale. Let's go.
why not? But no, I don't. I'm not all in on Waka. The one name though that like we just talked about, Tyler Glasnow is the one name that I would be all in for. What are
Yeah,
you willing to
Glass
give up
now
for
or
Tyler
like a
Glasnow?
Lopez. Pablo Lopez, one of those
Yes.
two. But
Yes.
Glass now is
Well,
way better.
the Marlins signed Johnny Cueto. Did you see that?
Did they?
I think it was the Marlins because I was shocked of how he's like a veteran guy that it just I mean maybe to like mentor Sandy and Pablo a little
Yeah.
bit, but
This is
I don't know.
me.
They're not going anywhere.
I'm disappointed in Skip Schumacher because I'm for sure positive he was a part of that brawl where Johnny Cueto just started kicking people in the face with his spikes.
Mhm.
Maybe Skip's doing this secretly to ruin his career. I'm
Maybe,
all for
maybe
it.
so. Yeah. The
But
the the big news, the
wait, were
big
you talking
news
about
that
who you were going to give up though for Glass
oh,
now?
that's right. Yeah. Who would you be willing?
I think you'd have to give up Gorman. I think they would
Mm,
like Gorman because they like some of those power guys. Um, maybe like Gorman, Yepes, and like I don't think they'll take. I don't know if they want Libertor back because we got him from them.
yeah.
Uh, hmm, what about this? I don't know if I because this is Flaherty's last year. Straight up, no, they probably won't do that straight up.
No, that was the talk with I kept seeing things on Shane Bieber
I
and
would like
that being
that
a
too.
possibility, and Flaherty would have to be added into that. And
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
ideally Flaherty's healthy and you have Bieber or Glasnow and
Yeah.
Flaherty at the top of your rotation. But
Also, at the same time, like I would be fine putting Sefo in there too because
yeah,
we don't know if he's going to be a good pitcher or not. Glass now is
yeah,
proven.
yep, yep.
Like
Yeah,
that's
I
the thing with
like
prospects. Like you have like you want them to be good. You have like high expectations, but also same time like when they're at their values at their highest, that's when you can use them to get proven players that can help you win.
yeah. And like you mentioned, if Libertor didn't come from the Rays, I think he would have been the
Oh,
guy
I
that's
would
thrown in there.
100% send it.
Yeah,
No second
you're not on
thoughts.
the Libby train, are you?
No, everything. I don't know.
I'm not either, but
Like I want him to be good, but he just hasn't really shown me anything that gets me excited yet.
he's got like the body type that they like and the long, lanky Wayno and Walker build. Speaking of Wayno, this is what I was going to say. He has announced this is going to be his final year, so
Hmm.
this will be the final year of Adam Wainwright wearing
Sad.
number 50 in the Cardinals uniform, and probably we agree it has to be the last time anybody wears number 50 in a Cardinals uniform, right?
I hope so. Yeah,
Man,
I would say so.
I, I've always thought about this. A team like the Yankees, or I guess not really the Cardinals, but a team like the Yankees that have retired so many numbers over the years. There's got to be eventually, maybe not in our lifetime, but there's got to be a
Yeah.
point where all the jerseys run up. Like you can't.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Maybe, but then there's some teams who have like two jerseys retired.
Yeah,
Like the Royals don't have that many. They have George Brett,
yeah. I can't think of anybody else.
Jackie Robinson, obviously for everyone, but
Obviously, yeah,
yeah. A lot of the low
yeah.
numbers. I think players like lower numbers, not like they're wearing
Uh
like
huh.
56 or 57 numbers like that.
True. True. Very true. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like Jeter and I haven't even looked at it, but I'm sure like Babe
Babe
Ruth,
Ruth's
DiMaggio,
3.
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, they're like all the
Oh, that's
single
right.
digit numbers are basically gone for the
Yeah,
Yankees.
5 and yeah, yeah, yeah. But we can,
Also,
I get it.
sorry,
What's
still
up?
on baseball. I'm in the baseball
Yeah,
mindset. Andrew McCutcheon signed with the Pirates. That's pretty cool.
that's really cool. That's like
Gets to
a
lose
lower
towards
version
the
of
end.
Albert Back to Us.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, people
um,
are saying it's like a poor man's version of Albert.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see him. I could see him hitting well there, though. I
Oh yeah.
really could. I've always had some respect for McCutcheon, even though I wasn't a fan when he was killing us back in the day. But
And he shouldn't have won MVP that year. Should have been Goldschmidt with
yeah,
Arizona.
1000%, one thousand
Rob.
percent should have been. But after some baseball talk there, we can get it rolling into the NFL. Wild card weekend started this weekend. We can start on Saturday. We mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, but the Niners beat the Seahawks 41-23. And my
Yeah,
Hawks were up
I think we should spend a lot of
17.
time on this game. Just really going deep. Kidding.
My my Hawks were up 17-16 at half. After like we kicked a field goal to tie it or to grab the lead, and we had a 50-yard touchdown, Gino to DK. I was feeling good.
Hmm.
I all going into it all week I said we're not going to win this game. Even at halftime I was like we're going to actually be really competitive. I still didn't think we were going to win the game. And Brock Purdy, even though he's nothing spectacular in my opinion, if he does what he just did, and I think you'll agree with me here, they're going to go far. If he doesn't, I mean, he had 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, I guess, um, and no interceptions, and he threw for 300 yards. So over 300 yards. So for me, if he doesn't throw any interceptions, if he takes care of the football, you got guys like McCaffrey, Debo, Elijah Mitchell's barely getting running time, and he was
Yeah.
amazing last year. Ayuk has been great. Kittle, I mean, goodness.
Yeah, me just
So
being a hater or like a troll, I guess.
yeah,
Like Christian McCaffrey ran the ball 15 times at 119 yards. That'll help a quarterback. Also, when you just throw to Debo and say he's the best run after catch guy you got, and also Kittle, like he only had 2 catches, but like Debo he had a long of 74. I did not watch the game. Um, I like was looking on my phone, keeping updates. But yeah, they just have so many weapons, and Kyle Shanahan's so good offensively that I think you could put literally any quarterback in the NFL and they'd become super good in there.
yeah.
Except maybe
Well,
Trey
well,
Lance.
you make
No.
a well, you make a good point of like talking about McCaffrey running for 119. Debo had 133 yards receiving on 6 catches. One of those was like a 74 yard long touchdown. So the
Was it
Brock
like a
Purdy
long
numbers,
throw or was it a short throw that he just ran?
no, it was like a slant, and he was just like he was gone.
Yeah.
And
The
literally we
classic
can't.
Alabama play.
Yeah, exactly. So like we literally could not tackle whatsoever. So yeah. So I mean that had something to do with it. And then you look at some of the other catches like Ayuk 31 yards, Jennings had a 33-yard catch. And I saw watching Brock Purdy, he made a lot of mistakes, especially in the first half, where it was
Yeah.
bad reads, um, couple balls that we probably could have intercepted if we locked in on a little more. Couple deep throws where it was just bad communication. But again, he did the Tua thing, get it to Tyreek, get it to Debo, that type of
Hmm.
thing, and let them create. Which no hate on Brock Purdy. Like my thing is, and I know you'll agree with me, is like I don't think Brock's like a starting quarterback in the league, especially right now. He could be. I don't
I
know.
think he's
The
earned it
numbers
to
look
be the
great,
starter
but
for San Francisco next year, honestly. Like they've won 11 straight.
yeah. And if they continue, let's say they win a Super Bowl or something, 100% for sure has to be. But no, I mean the Seahawks 9-8. I think you and I said they were going to be like 6-11 and 5-12 or something like that to
I
begin the
think I had
year.
him
So
at like 3 wins.
you might have. So I'll take the 9-8
Do you
season.
want do you want Gino back?
Yeah, I do. I do. I don't think there's many other options. We do have the 5th pick in the draft because of the Broncos. So that's
What if
that's the
what if
crazy.
CJ Stroud? Bryce Young?
I don't know. You know,
You
yeah, I
won't
don't
get
know.
Bryce Young. I know you're not going to get Bryce Young. You may not even get CJ Stroud. Will Levis.
There's got to be a quarterback available. I think they're going to probably bring back Geno. I feel like you kind of have to. He threw for over 30 touchdowns. He's a Pro Bowler this year. Um, I don't think. I mean, he's in his 30s now. He's not going to be your future. Which you have a lot of young guys if you look at throughout the team there. But I like where we're at future wise. Definitely a very successful season compared to what we thought it was going to be. The other Saturday night, the Saturday night game, I should say. Oh my gosh, then we might need to stay on this one for just a second here. I'll hand it off to
Duval.
I'll hand it off to you, but Chargers up 27 nothing. I had what game did I have on? Saturday night. Must have been a college basketball game I might have had on.
No, he probably had like a in preseason tennis match or something.
It might have been. But I saw the score was 24 nothing. And I saw Lawrence had like 3 interceptions in the first half, and I was like,
Mhm.
dang, what's going on here? And then I looked at some point, I think it was like 27. I don't remember what it was.
27 to
27.
nothing.
Yeah. I mean, and then I saw them starting to come back, and I looked up the stats, and I caught the rest of the game where they kicked the field goal and stuff. But I mean, what do you give credit to? Do you give credit to Chargers choking or Jags coming back more? I know what your answer is going to be, but
Jags coming back more. Like they were down 27 to nothing, the third biggest comeback in playoff history. Um, Obviously Trevor throwing the 4 interceptions. He threw 4 interceptions and then just like I know obviously Trevor's got a nice place in my heart because he went to
Yeah.
Clemson and he was a stud, but he's still a stud. Just like the mental like toughness to throw 4 interceptions and still
Yeah.
like believe you have a chance to win and come back. The touchdown before half was crucial. If they didn't get that, I don't think they would have came back. But two of the interceptions weren't his fault. The first one got tipped twice, and the guy caught it.
Mhm.
Sante
Mhm.
Samuel had 3 interceptions, but still lost. But
Mhm.
and then there was one play where the receiver kind of got held when he broke, and then the guy picked it off. But he played outstanding in the second half. Like I said, the score at the end of the first half was crucial, and then they just kept getting stops and scoring. They kept holding the Chargers to field goals. Like when we had the punt where it hit off the Jaguars guy's head,
Mhm.
which was so unlucky. Hit him directly in the head. He's
Yeah.
just running down the field as a blocker and gets smoked in the head. They had the ball at the 20 and they had to kick a field goal. Um, Yeah, it was incredible. Trevor was making good throws. I hope he really like settled down because he was at
Yeah.
one point like 4 for 16 to start the game, but then in the second half he was amazing. And yeah, he was ridiculous. Christian Kirk I think had a good game. No, Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk had
Yeah.
a good game. Really all the three guys they picked up this year, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, all had really good games. Big throws to all of them. Uh They just went like up tempo and just were just
Mhm.
going, like just dominating. And it was, I think I'm trying to do the math. I Chargers kicked a field goal with 3 minutes left to make it 30-14, which, if my math is correct, is still a two score game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-score game. Like even if you don't kick the field goal, I
Mhm.
believe, because it would have been 14-30. You could have went for 2 point conversion twice
Mhm.
and still got it. So a lot of people were saying they should have went for it on fourth down. But I will say, have to give a big thanks to Joey Bosa for being a complete idiot and having two huge penalties that really helped us. One after we scored a touchdown, and Doug Peterson's like, "Oh, now that we have it on the one, let's use our giant quarterback, and he can just reach over." Like Trevor Lawrence has been all his quarterback sneaks or on the end zone, he just goes up and reaches over, and he's so
Yeah.
tall, he just gets a touchdown.
Mhm.
And then the call on fourth down when they're driving to kick the field goal to win, they called the timeout, and I was like, "You, that was so stupid," because then they would only had 2 timeouts, so if they wouldn't get it on fourth down, like they would have lost. But
Yeah.
then they did a play where Trevor's under center. They had 3 guys lined up behind him. Etienne was on the left, and like a fullback or tight end or someone like next to him, and they did like an outside sweep, and Etienne got like 40 yards,
Mhm.
which set him up, and he stayed in bounds, which was awesome. Or I think it was 25 yards, not 40, but it was an incredible game. A lot of people at the bar we were at left in the second quarter, not even before half when it was 27-0. But me and Kaylee and our friends, we stuck it out, and it was awesome. The city was electric. The city's buzzing. They're pumped. We were seeing
Oh, yeah.
Jaguars, uh, people wearing Jaguar stuff all around town Saturday. So it was really cool. Like
Sure.
stores were sold out of stuff, and we're about to jag up the Chiefs on Saturday. So
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
I
Looking
literally think
on.
they can. They've won 6 in a row. I think Trevor's nerves are done. He threw 4 touchdowns in the
Yeah.
second half. He played really good. ETN ran for 100 yards. They have weapons on offense. It's just, can their defense stop the Chiefs, which they did stop the running game for Los Angeles, and Loki kind of stopped uh, Herbert. He played solid, but wasn't like anything spectacular.
Well, I was gonna say, um, if you guys are gonna beat the Chiefs, try. I mean, the defense is definitely important, but I think
You can't
along
throw
with
four
that, like
interceptions in the first half.
bingo, exactly what I was gonna say. Like you can't give Mahomes and then that field position
Yeah.
because they're gonna, as much as I hate to say it, they're gonna carve you up. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a
Also,
Jags fan with you this
man,
week.
I kind of want them to get up by a lot, and then we come back and beat them, and it's the biggest playoff comeback of all time.
Uh
Just
huh.
Mm,
I was
I
gonna
want to
look at the other side of things here. How did you feel about Herbert? Because Herbert's getting a lot of hate right now.
like I I think a lot of people. I don't know if it's all Herbert's fault or Brandon Staley too. I think the Chargers are getting a lot of backlash for playing all their starters last week when they had no
Importance.
gain, like it
Yeah.
meant nothing, and Mike Williams got hurt because Mike Williams is really crucial. Also, Clemson made,
Mhm.
and I was listening to a podcast and they were saying when Mike Williams is in the game, the Chargers like win. They win way more than they lose. So that was probably a huge factor.
Yeah.
But in the first half, it seemed like the Chargers were getting a lot of third and longs and like long conversions, and I was like, dang, we couldn't stop them. But then the second half, they kind of went the mindset. We got up such a big lead. Let's just play not to lose, which never um, goes well for anyone.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the box score here, and I didn't realize this until I watched. Until I mean, as I was watching, I didn't realize it until now I looked at it. But Eckler only 15 touches altogether, 13 carries,
hmm
35 yards. He did have two touchdowns. I feel like he should have been more involved, especially when you don't have
Yeah.
Mike Williams. I predicted Everett would have a better day with Mike Williams out. He has stepped up in that role when Mike's been out this year.
hmm
The big question everybody's asking right now, and I'm going to ask you it: should Brandon Staley be fired?
I don't know. Maybe. I guess this was his first playoff appearance, right? I think so. Yeah, they didn't make it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say I'd say maybe give him one more year, unless you can get like Sean Payton.
Yeah. I think the only thing for me is I don't like putting the blame on one guy
Yeah.
for especially in football. Unless they're like insanely bad. Like if Trevor would have thrown six picks overall, like three in each half, yeah, and they lost, then yeah, you could put that type of situation, you could put it on one guy. But you look at Herbert's numbers, 273 yards, a touchdown, no intercept. He didn't turn the ball over. So I mean, I don't like to put the blame on him. Same thing with Staley. You're up 27 nothing. If it plays out, you're looking great. So I don't like to
hmm
put just the blame on him for that. The only reason why I would say you might fire him is because they have really underachieved, even at 10-7. That's underachieving
hmm
we thought they would be for a couple years now. And so if you don't feel like he's got respect in the locker room, that type of situation, I could see firing him. But if you're just going to put the blame on him for this 1 point loss that you choked, I would like to see like how much of that is his fault compared to the
Yeah.
defensive coordinator, defensive scheme, whatever it is that the Jaguars obviously exploited in the second half. So I don't know. I kind of lean on you. I give him one more year. If you have another year of underachieving, then possibly you can re talk about this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Jags move on to
Yeah. And I think
face the
Trevor
Chiefs.
in his post game conference he was saying, yeah, in the first half I was breaking a lot of records, not good ones though, but and then did you see Trevor that night he pulled up to a local Waffle House, which was
Yeah,
awesome.
that's a goaded moment. I
But
posted a video of
wait,
his
I need to tell you my fun fact why I knew the
oh yeah.
Jaguars were going to win. Trevor has never lost a game on Saturday in his entire football career.
Saw that. That's wild.
Mm.
That's pretty impressive. So where did his losses come from at Clemson?
On like Mondays in the national title game,
That's what I was about to say.
or we lost in a semifinal game, but it may have been like a Friday.
Gotcha. Wow, that's a pretty amazing
It's
stat.
a crazy stat. So, and guess what? They
They
play
play next
4:30
Saturday.
Eastern on Saturday. Watch out. I literally think
uh,
they can make a run. They're exciting if Trevor plays like he did in the second half.
well, I was saying because I picked the Chargers to win, and then I picked the Chargers to beat the Chiefs as
I
well.
know. I
I
saw
was
that. I'm
saying,
like, we
I
both did
know,
that.
yeah. Well, the thing is,
I picked the Jags.
it's as much as like I understand the Chiefs are favored. I even said if the Jaguars beat the Chargers, I would have them over the Chiefs as well. I just feel like momentum. I'm worried about the Eagles. And we're going to
hmm
talk about the Giants in just a second here, but I'm worried about the Eagles because we've seen it in baseball, we've seen it in football. Yes, the Eagles are a better team than the Giants, but you have that week off of not playing and the other team's playing and they get momentum going into there. It's tough. You may be a little stagnant going to that. But we can talk, I guess, Bills Dolphins first.
Yeah.
Surprised me that they kept it close. It was
Yeah,
a blowout at first.
Bills were close to having a awful playoff loss.
Yes, yes. They were definitely sweating it there. But I mean, did you get to see the game much?
We were kind of watching it, and then the Bills were up. Where what they were up? Let me find it. They were up like by about a lot. I thought maybe 2017 or no wait, hold up. When did the? I think it was. I don't know. I think we went on a walk, and I looked at my phone real quick to check it, and then I think when we left, the Dolphins were up 23-20. I was like, oh,
Mm.
and then we got back in like 20 minutes. The Bills were up 10.
Yeah. No, yeah, the Miami didn't go away, and I think some of that had to do, especially with their defense. You look at the offense for Miami, they didn't have many guys that exploded like they sometimes
Yeah,
do. I didn't expect that with Skylar Thompson either, but they intercepted Josh Allen twice. They got a fumble
defense played well.
recovery. Yeah, the defense played
We were
very well,
saying
even
their
though they gave
defense
up
was going to be good
34.
this year.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. So, I don't know, I'm not too worried about the Bills. I think they maybe just had I know you look into it just like the whole media did, we did. You don't see Tua, you don't see Teddy Bridgewater. You see third string Kansas State quarterback Skylar Thompson
Hmm.
come in, and you may have, let your
Overlooking them.
guard down a little bit. Yeah, and not really play to your hardest. Kind of took them for granted, that type of situation. So I think they'll be okay. They can't do that next week though. The
No,
Bengals will be ready. They
the
cannot
Bengals
get away with
Bengals
it.
can't do that either. They didn't play well either.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but Christian Wilkins just causing havoc. Mess. Do you see him? Josh Allen tried to
Yeah.
block Christian Wilkins, and he like pushed him back, and then
Yes.
Christian Wilkins is just he's a character. He's
Is
hilarious.
he the one that he did is he the one that had it with Josh earlier this year?
Maybe probably.
There was one that they were shoving earlier this year. I could have sworn it was him.
He like set the record for most tackles by defensive tackle, like and maybe
This
in
year?
NFL history. Yeah,
Wow. I
like
didn't know that.
94.
Dang.
There's a lot
Um,
of defensive tackles showing out today
Definitely. Yeah. I
or this
just
weekend.
the Dolphins, great story. I think they're in a good spot, and I'd like to see. Because part of me thinks the Bills had their guard down a little bit, but part of me wants to see, like, what if they had Tua? Even though Tua like gets a lot of hate, I kind of like Tua.
Hmm.
He's better than Skylar Thompson. By that, like at the end of the day, that's what we're comparing him to. So,
Yeah.
um, but the Bills move on. The Giants pull off the upset for versus
Wait,
the
hold on. One
Vikings.
more
I
thing with the Bills Dolphins. Sorry. You
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
McDaniel's hitting the vape on the sideline?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that
I
video?
believe, no, I believe it though. I didn't see
He had his glove up and he went like this, and you could see the tip of it like right when he was putting it down. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that sounds like a Mike McDaniel's type of thing.
Yeah,
Um, I did pick the Giants over the Vikings, and I know a lot of people roasted me for that, especially on TikTok. But I the Vikings all year, man, they just seemed really sus to me. I don't know, and it
classic Kirk
looked
Cousins.
yes. Going into it, I kept saying the stat of Minnesota has the 20th ranked run defense in the league, and
Hmm.
Daniel Jones ran very well, 17 carries, 78 yards. He threw for 301 yards.
Played
For Daniel
amazing.
Jones, I was gonna say for Daniel Jones getting a lot of hate, he looked really good, man. He looks really
Hmm.
good, and I don't know. I think they're in a tough battle versus Philly. I would be shocked if they won that one,
I'm
but
rooting for the Giants. I like the Giant. I hate both teams, but I like the Giants slightly more than Philadelphia.
I would agree. I would agree with that. I mean, you're obviously an NFC East guy, but I would agree with that. Part of that has to do with just Philly in general.
Yeah,
I
same.
can't mess with Philly in general.
Cowboys Giants NFC Championship game. Get ready.
That'd be crazy. But the Vikings, man, I think it's even though you go 13-4, would you agree it's a disappointing season
Oh
altogether?
yeah, but I think a lot of Minnesota fans wouldn't be surprised. Like it's Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins. Like, he
yeah.
can't play that big
So
game.
where do you go from here if you're Minnesota?
I don't know. You need your defense is really bad. Their
Mhm.
defense isn't good. The Giants had 431 total yards. Um, I'd start with fixing your defense, and then I have no idea how long Kirk Cousins still has on his. Like he's a good. He played amazing this year. Like it may have not all been Kirk Cousins. Like, but their defense isn't good.
Yeah.
So I'd say draft a lot of defensive players. Maybe a couple years. Like you have so many good weapons too.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well,
Lamar
for
Jackson to
for the
Minnesota. That would
ooh.
be fun.
Well, for the Giants, I have to credit them because they don't have like a number one receiver. They got a bunch of like throw in guys. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Richie James, like these guys are explosive at times, but they're not like Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like they don't have that guy. And so um Barkley had a couple touchdowns, only ran the ball 9 times, which I thought was kind of interesting. That they didn't
Yeah.
try to get Barkley more involved. I think they might have to do that against Philly.
Hmm.
And then the controversial last game here, the Bengals Ravens. I was at work and
Hmm.
I didn't have it on, and I saw somebody was watching it like on a elliptical or whatever. Somebody was watching, so I kept trying to go
So
over
you're
and see
just
what was happening.
creepily standing behind someone on the elliptical watching the game.
Yep. Yes, I was.
Hey, can you tell me the score
But
real quick?
something happened, right? Something controversial happened there.
uh,
Isn't
like
there wasn't
the
there like
fumble recovery, like they ran it back 98 yards.
I thought there was something controversial at the end. Um,
Um,
maybe it was the fumble recovery that I was thinking of. Maybe it was. But the Bengals won 24-17, and did you hear what, J.K. Dobbins said after the game?
yeah,
He's not sugarcoating anything, that's
no,
for sure. Which he's not wrong, but it's just like,
yeah, I don't like
uh
J.K. Dobbins, so I'm gonna say he
yeah.
is wrong. He's played at Ohio State,
Right.
but,
Yeah.
but the
Is that
Bengals,
the last
the Bengals should have lost this game. The
yeah.
Ravens had 364 total offense. The Bengals had 234. Joe Burrow really wasn't that great, but you know he's a loser. No, he's not a loser. I just don't like him. Well, technically, he is a loser. He hasn't won a Super Bowl. So, um, Joe Mixon really didn't do that much either. Like, I don't know why their offense wasn't good, but the Bills Bengals game is going to be interesting for sure. Like, I'm surprised how good the Ravens played with Tyler Huntley as their quarterback, who
Yes.
low
Yes.
key outperformed Joe Burrow.
Definitely. Is that the last is that the last time we see Lamar Jackson play for the Ravens?
I don't know. Like, if I was Lamar Jackson, yeah, the Ravens have a good offense for you. They run a lot, but at the same time, they haven't gotten you any help for how
No.
since you've been in the league. Like, why not? I don't know. Shop your option. Like, he's gonna be a free agent unless they franchise tag him, which would suck. But if you're a free agent, you might as well listen to some other offers too.
I think he's gone. And I think he's gone because the point you made is that Mark Andrews, I have a lot of respect for Mark Andrews. And even though his second half of the
Especially
year,
him hustling all the way down to try to tackle Hubbard when he was returning the 98-yard kickoff and no other Ravens guys were running. Like, where were you, J.K. Dobbins?
yeah. Well,
Like, you're probably
all year
faster than
long,
Andrews.
definitely is. Well, I made the point, and when we talked about our preseason rankings of positions, that I thought Mark Andrews could be better than Kelsey, which that was kind of a stretch, I guess.
You
But
did hurt a little bit, and then Lamar didn't play the majority of the season.
exactly, exactly. And so besides Mark Andrews, you don't have offensive weapons. I think JK is probably going to be a solid running back for you, but you don't have wide receiver help around you
Not at all.
at all. So I think he's gone, and I don't know where they go from there. I don't know if they just ride it out with
Imagine,
Huntley,
I
but
know this won't happen, but Lamar Jackson in San Francisco with that offense. Oh my God. That'd be
I
very
was
fun to
telling
watch.
I forgot about Lamar in that situation. I was just throwing out everything though. I was
Literally
watching
any
the game.
quarterback in their system, like a good
Yes,
quarterback, like
yes,
Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes. Well, like Kansas City's offense is pretty good with him already, but
yeah.
uh not Dak
Josh
Prescott.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
heck.
They literally could be undefeated if they had a high class quarterback like that. But
Mhm.
um We have one more wild card game tonight. Happens in about
Yes.
an hour here. Cowboys, Buccaneers. So that'll be very interesting. We'll see what mood Zach's in. At least by the end of the day, how about this, Zach? By the end of the day, you at least have the Jaguars moving forward. So no
I
matter
know.
what
I
happens,
was telling Kaylee, I'm like, it's kind of nice having an AFC and NFC team.
yeah,
Can root
yeah,
for
for
both.
sure.
So it's gonna be a Jacksonville Dallas Super Bowl. We all know that. But really, all I want the Cowboys. I just want them to win a playoff game. I don't even care if they
Yeah.
lose to San Francisco next week, which we probably will on when we try
Mhm.
to quarterback do a quarterback draw with 13 seconds left and no timeouts to try to win the game. But uh, I just want to win a game. Just want
Yeah.
to win a game. That's all I
Mhm.
want. And
Mhm.
then maybe we'll get lucky.
Oh,
As I told you last week, the Cowboys are a team that can either beat any team or lose to any team. So we'll see.
mhm, definitely. Yeah, I'm interested to watch that tonight, and see the rest of the playoffs play out here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We have NHL, college football, and college basketball still here. I wanted to throw out a little bit of NHL. Um, we're a little over the halfway point in the season now, and McDavid has 82 points in 44 games, which is almost 2 points a game, which is just insane.
He's good.
Um,
He's MVP.
the cr-
Is
oh,
it called the
1000%.
Hart Trophy?
The Hart Trophy, yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if he somebody was I was listening to a hockey podcast and they were saying they were saying he literally has to like die for him to not win it. Like
The
he's already
crazy
locked
thing
in
is like he's leads in goals and assists, and then he leads in points, and the number two in points is Leon Draisaitl, who's on the same team, and they're still let's find them.
underachieving. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Oh, they're in the playoffs. Wait, no, they're not. Is it the four teams of each division are in the playoffs?
3, 3, and
Three.
then they do a wild card, 2 wild cards. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're so disappointing. Like so disappointing. We saw it a little bit last year. I want to see him on the biggest of stage. If
Yeah,
the Blues can't make it, I want them to make it just so I could see him there. The
I think we
Seattle
should trade for
Kraken,
him
I'm sure we have the assets available for
or
that.
Draisaitl. Send him Thomas. Just get a fun guy.
The Seattle Kraken have been the biggest surprise in the NHL this year, and not only are they second in the Pacific behind Vegas, they made NHL history. The first team ever to sweep a road trip longer than 7 games. They had a 7-game win streak on the road, that just happened there. So that's pretty remarkable.
Dang.
That's hard to do. And they play such a weird, not weird, but they play such a I don't know how to say it. Kind of blues, kind of like hockey.
Yeah.
When we won it, they have nobody that's like running away with like their leader
Mhm.
type of guy. Um, but man, they get it done. They had a couple great pickups in the offseason. Bjorkstrand and Burakovsky have been great for them. That have been pickups, and so they got young guys. Jordan Eberle's not young, but he's like kind of their leader. And then you have Matty Beniers, who's been great, and goaltending's been great for them. Martin Jones has been phenomenal, and um, so yeah, they're looking great. It's fun to see. They're kind of doing whenever Vegas joined the NHL.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years ago, they made the Stanley Cup in the first year, and it was like, "How the heck are they doing this?"
Yeah.
Seattle looked awful last year. I thought Seattle was gonna be bad again this year. I thought they might be a little better, but not top of the Pacific good. So
Mhm.
that's great for them. And then for our St. Louis fans out there, the Blues lost a couple in a row here. We're sitting 21, 20, and 3. We keep getting like 3 over and then coming back down. This is a big week, though.
We
This
have a
is a
worse
huge week.
record at home than on the road.
It's weird.
Road Warriors.
Yeah. I we're a little, like I said, a little over halfway in the season. This is going to be the point in the season where you have to make a push, and this is the week to do it. They play Ottawa tonight, on Monday night as we're filming this. They have Nashville this week and the Blackhawks all at home, all very winnable games. Predators are scrappy and tough, but Senators, you have to win tonight. Blackhawks, you have to win. Predators, you should win that as well. Win all 3 games this week. See where you're looking. I really don't want to trade O'Reilly. I
Yeah.
more of like I just have a personal connection. I don't want to see him go. Vladdy,
Trade
so
Vladdy.
streaky. I'm okay with Vladdy
And
going.
somehow an
Um,
all-star.
Yeah, that blows my mind still, dude. But I thought Thomas has been great. I think Booch has been great. Benner's been a little up and down. Benner, like we've mentioned before, Benner goes on a streak where he looks dominant for
Yeah.
3 games and then gives up 4 or 5 goals the next two. So Thomas Grice, our backup, had a 36 save shutout the other night against
Dang.
Minnesota, which was insane. But yeah, the Blues, like I said, 21-20-3, three very winnable games at home this
Mhm.
week. So go out there and win it. But we can move on to
Literally
college
all of our
football.
players that are like play a lot all have a negative plus or minus.
Yeah, I mean, we started so bad at the beginning of the year, and we gave up so many goals that it's so
Hmm.
hard. It's kind of like a reliever's ERA.
Yeah.
How if you have a couple bad outings where you go like 7 and it's hard to build it up the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. We never covered the college football national championship though, which probably
Yeah.
shouldn't. but what do you got for us?
That was disappointing. Congratulations, Georgia. You did it again. Yeah. Still think Stetson Bennett's overrated.
What was it 65-7? That was the final.
Yep. It was 10-7 at one point. Let's not
Uh-huh.
forget. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I
Wait,
just I think the
they
TCU's
scored
defense
65 unanswered?
maybe. Yeah.
Did they really? That's actually crazy. I
Yeah.
didn't put that together. Holy cow, man.
Yeah, TCU's defense just didn't really hold up, and then Max Dugan didn't play good at all. They just did not play great. But hey, TCU you made it to the championship game when last year you were 5-7, so that's pretty cool.
That's an unbelievable turnaround.
Georgia you did made it with like a 30-year-old quarterback. Congratulations.
Who's Georgia's QB next year? They got a young guy, right?
Have no idea.
I could have sworn they have like a 4-star.
They probably have someone, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see
I'm
who.
pretty sure
There's
I
some
saw
guy who
that.
came in. Let's see what year he is. Sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Wow. Carson Beck.
Hey,
Hope he sucks.
hometown kid.
I'm not rooting for him. Um, yeah, that was one of the most boring games I ever watched. Turned it off at halftime, started watching something else.
Yeah, yeah, kind of a anticlimactic ending. I thought TCU would keep it close. You thought they'd win. I thought they'd keep it close.
I didn't know if they'd actually won. I was just
One
riding the
answer.
high. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you got some Clemson news for us too, right?
Yeah, we're basically like 3 days after the national title, we signed. What I was gonna say, we're basically gonna win it all. But 3 days after the national title, we fired our offensive coordinator. Thank the Lord, and we signed Garrett Riley, TCU's Lincoln Riley's brother.
Oh,
And I'm pumped because our offense is finally gonna change. Like our offense had been working, but like you can't just have the same offense for however many years. Like it worked with Taj Boyd, Deshaun, Kelly Bryant, throw him in there, respect. Trevor Lawrence, and then once DJ was with us, the offense just was getting kind of stale, static, not really doing that much, not a lot of big explosive plays as we had with Trevor and Deshaun. I think it's because our old offense kind of relied on having like a generational elite um, quarterbacks and then also like receivers too. But I think
yeah.
Riley's scheme will be more on like just getting people open, not just like a lot of one-on-one stuff. So I'm super excited to see our offense change. Like super excited. Like I never feel like we run crossing routes, and me as an experienced Madden player, crossing routes are by far the best. Uh, and um, we also re-signed or rehired our old offensive coordinator. He used to be co-offensive coordinators with Tony Elliott. He then Scott or Jeff Scott. He went and coached at South Florida, but then got fired. But whenever he was here, he was huge in recruiting and
Mhm.
getting all those good receivers that we had, like D Hop, Mike Williams. Renfro was a walk-on, so I don't know if he really recruited him.
Mhm.
T. Higgins, Justin Ross, all those guys. So he's back as like an analyst and recruiter, so that's super good, and I'm really excited. That was like the bet, like our off that was perfect as our all perfect for the off season because everyone was saying Dabo is just going to hire within, not do anything. Then it kind of showed like Dabo, yeah, like he wants to win. So we hired him to a 3-year deal. I don't know how long he'll stay because I think he's a popular name. We'll probably get a head coaching job, but at least we're changing it up a little bit, which
Yeah.
a lot of programs have done. Like Alabama, they used to just run the ball a lot, and then they got like Lane Kiffin was their coordinator, Steve Sarkisian, and they started launching around. So
Hmm.
I'm really pumped. I think I'm super excited. I'm excited for the
Do
spring
you
game.
uh do you have faith in Klubnik next year?
Oh yeah, you could just watch him throw the ball. He was a freshman, true freshman. Get in the weight room, just get more reps, like live reps. I think playing against Tennessee was super helpful. Like we moved the ball that game. We played really good. We just couldn't finish. So, and he had some
He's
freshman
small, isn't he?
mistakes. He's really not super tall. I think he's maybe a little taller than me, like 6'1", 6'2".
Is he? Okay.
But he's kind of
Yeah.
skinny. He needs to get some more muscle. He's a lot more mobile than DJ, and I think his arm's
Okay.
a lot better and throws a good spiral.
You
But
still cheering for DJ over there in Oregon
oh
State?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I love DJ.
Yeah.
He was like he's an awesome person. So I hope he does really good. I think
And
they
you had
will.
class with him too, didn't you?
Yeah, I had English class with him. So yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you so
pretty
your best
tight.
buds.
I
Yeah.
did when we had to like discuss stuff. I did discuss something, and then they asked him TJ next, and he was like, "Yeah, I agree with Zach what he said." So basically, we're best friends.
I did not know that. That's actually kind of cool, dude. I didn't know that story. That's kind of dope.
Probably because
There was one more.
like
There was one
everyone,
more
whenever you
college.
ask questions in a lit class, you're like, yeah, sure, I'll disagree with this person.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot about it for a second, but there is one more big college football news. Harbaugh's staying in Michigan. There was talk he might be going. I think it was Carolina, maybe Panthers. He was talking to or
Yeah.
something like that.
Or I thought there was another team, not Houston. What other team fired their coach?
I don't know.
Maybe it
I
was
can't. I
Carolina.
can't.
I thought it was like a different team. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
He's
tripping.
staying put. He's staying put at Michigan, which I don't know how I feel about coaches and NFL. Like I don't know how I feel about that.
If you're a college coach, don't go to the NFL. You'll not succeed. It's not the same. Because like
Yeah.
college, I don't know. It's way different, I think, than like these are 18 to 20-year-olds, unless you're Stetson Bennett and you're in college for like 80 years. But
Hmm.
uh, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's just different. Like you're recruiting them, you're with the players a lot, long time. You're kind of also like kind of mentoring them and trying to make them like
Yeah.
successful after football too. I don't know. Like a lot of
Yeah.
motivation stuff with younger guy like college students isn't going to work with NFL like pro athletes. You know what I mean?
I think this probably is the point you're making is like college football is more of a it's not only football. I feel like NFL is just football. College football is like you mentioned, they're so young and they're trying to like develop these guys as men. And
Mhm.
so I feel like that has something to do with that too. So um yeah, I agree it's very different. And other college sports, college basketball this season, dude, has been so good. It has been so good. We
Are we
had how many upsets?
surprised?
I think there was like 8 upsets or something like that
There was a
this past
lot.
Saturday.
Let me look it up.
We
There
could
was like 10.
yeah,
You start talking about something else, I'll find it.
yeah. So Gonzaga beat Portland
Nice. Woohoo.
by 50.
Okay, I got the list, so we don't have to hear the Gonzaga talk anymore. Uh,
Alright.
number 5 Tennessee lost to
Mhm.
who'd they lose to?
Kentucky?
Kentucky. Arizona lost to. Okay, there's no way I'm gonna be. Let me hold on. Let me get the
I
top
gotta pull it up
25
too here.
games.
Yeah. They
Okay,
got destroyed, actually.
did they? Who'd they lose to?
Oregon by 19.
Oregon Ducks. Let's go.
Yes.
Arkansas lost to Vandy.
Mhm.
Wow, Vandy scored 97 on them.
Mhm. I know.
63 points in the second half. Um, Miami lost, number 16 Miami. Wisconsin lost. Number 18. Number 19, Providence lost. Number 20, Mizzou lost for like the second time. Come on, Mizzou, get it
Yeah.
together. And then Duke lost, but we were favored to win, so
Uh-huh.
which we were
Were you
actually.
actually favored?
Yeah, we
That's
were by
crazy.
like 2 points.
Really? Wow, that's actually crazy. Yeah, and then I mean, San Diego State lost that night to New Mexico.
Yeah.
New Mexico was that undefeated team that was left remaining there before they lost a couple there. But
TCU beat Kansas State. I don't think that was on the list. But TCU, that may have been
no, that
ranked
yeah,
teams.
yeah, that was unranked teams because I mean TCU 17 beating a number 11 Kansas State, and then Kansas squeaked out with the win
Yeah.
versus Iowa State as well. So yeah, it was a great week. Did you mention Providence losing?
Yes, I believe so.
Did you mention that one?
Did you see Alabama won 106 to 66?
No, I did not.
Brandon Miller had 31 points, 7 for 10 from 3.
He's so good.
It's the first time I
He is
saw him play.
so
I
good.
watched it for like until the Clemson game started, and dang.
He's special, man. He's special. I'm telling you, I said it maybe last episode. I think they're my favorite to win it all, even over like a Kansas or Houston or Purdue.
Or
What was it?
Clemson.
Purdue squeaked out with a win today, actually. 64-63. Zach Edey with a bucket at the end at Michigan State
Oh wow.
to get that done. Zach Edey's the player of the year, in my opinion. 32 points, 17 rebounds. His averages on the year, he's averaging 21 and 13 a game on
Oh wow.
63% shooting. That's the big 7'4" boy
Yeah.
over there. You know what's super
He's
cool?
very
Is that
awkward when you watch him play.
yes,
It's very
yes.
awkward to watch.
Where do you think he's from?
I'm pretty sure he's Asian, right?
He's Asian, but he's from Toronto, which I thought was
Oh
interesting.
yeah,
I
I
thought
knew
is
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The really cool thing
AJ likes him a lot more now.
exactly. Yeah, I do. But the really cool thing that I'm looking at the rankings is Charleston ranked at number 18
I
in the
was just
country.
about to say that,
That
yeah.
is the coolest thing ever. That's so cool.
How are they
But
ranked above us? What the heck?
I know.
Finally, we're
Yeah.
getting some respect.
We didn't
Number one in
mention
the
on Sunday.
ACC. Sorry, I gotta go a little rant on how
Yeah.
how uncharacteristic this is by Clemson basketball. They were projected to finish like 11th, not good in our conference, but now we are 6-0 in conference play, or 7-0, I mean, and everyone else has more than 2 losses. So, which we actually have the best record overall, and which yeah, this is crazy. I could totally see us going on a downhill slide and not doing good, but we're playing good. You need to watch one of our games because I think you would love watching PJ Hall play.
Yeah.
Big guy. He had 18 in the first half against Duke, had 26 overall. Just so much good touch. He has this little, he'll catch in the mid range and just do a quick pull up over the guy. It's really fun to watch.
Mm.
But our whole team's like not bad. I actually was like enjoying watching us play, which Clemson basketball games are really fun to go to when I was there. Like the crowd would get into it. Like our home
Yeah.
home court advantage is very good.
Well, we talked about how Clemson, even though you didn't have like realistically, you didn't have high expectations for them.
Oh,
They
not
have
at
a
all.
lot of just like everybody in the ACC, they have a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of
Yeah.
good teams there that anybody in that
Mhm.
conference, has great opportunities any given night.
And our
We
team, our
mentioned on
team is like
Sunday,
older too. Like we have two
yeah,
grad students, some like juniors and seniors, and we have some young freshmen who've been stepping up to play too. And also like Duke, when I was watching them, they just didn't look like they just don't have that guy. Like they had this
they don't have
Filipowski
Coach
guy
K.
who's yeah, they don't have Coach K. They have this Filipowski guy who's like a big guy
Easily.
who's solid, but is not like he's not like gonna be like a number one pick or anything. They don't have like Tatum or anything, you know what I mean? Or Grayson
hmm
Allen.
hmm
But
hmm
like Lively, who's the number one overall recruit, he comes off the bench. He played 15
I
minutes.
know. I was looking for him the other night and I saw that. They don't have the Zion and RJ Barrett.
Mm-mm.
What did they have last year that was so successful?
Uh
Who was it
oh my
last
god,
year?
who'd they have? They had what's his face? Moore.
Oh, Wendell Moore. Yeah, that's right.
Who
They
was
had
their
one
big
more
guy? They had
though.
a big guy. Oh, they had Mark Williams, who's a beast.
Mark Williams. There's one more name that I'm drawing a blank on.
They had the
I'm trying to
Jones
pull it
kid
up.
too. Still, Trey Jones.
Um,
I think he was still there.
Here we go. I'll know it right when I see it. Oh, dude, we're so stupid. We're so stupid.
Was
They
it
had
like the
Ben
number?
Caro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
forgot about
they had
him.
Ben Caro. Yeah. We didn't mention on Sunday, UConn. UConn has been that really cool story all year. They lost at home to St. John's
Good.
85-74. And so they are going to drop in the rankings here. But yeah, we can take a quick look
What
at the rankings,
conference
I
is
guess.
American in, or UConn in? I thought they were in the American. Oh, they're in the
American.
Big East.
Oh, the Big East? I thought the
Yeah,
American too.
I thought they were good. Wow, they must have lost a lot of games recently. Oh, they lost two in a row.
Hmm.
Xavier, 15-3. I love the Big East
Yeah.
because it's all schools that don't have football programs, and you see them and you're like they're always like solid.
Yeah. No, we got another cool team here in the I don't even know what the school is. I think I know what it is. Another
Clemson
cool team
Tigers.
ranked.
Yep.
You guys are
Fl-
ranked 19. That's
Florida
that's
Atlantic.
pretty.
Florida Atlantic.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's Florida Atlantic. Arkansas dropping to the 25th spot is interesting to me. I know they had a really bad loss, but to Vandy, but I don't know. That's kind of interesting.
I
But
am
I'll just
so
run.
I'm so stupid. I was looking on the Big East's thing, and it's like Xavier 15-3, but it didn't have the little. It doesn't have the ranked when I look on CBS Sports standings, and I look at the ranked and the ranked
Oh,
eighth. I'm like, I am
yeah,
so
they're
dumb.
eighth. Hmm. I'm gonna run through them there for our listeners though. Even though they can probably just look it up themselves. I want to run through them. Number 25, Arkansas. This is this week's rankings. Number 24, Florida Atlantic. If there's any team that catches your eye, just stop me and let me know.
Yeah, well,
Number 23, Rutgers. That kind of caught my eye a little bit. Um, they've been better. They had a really stretch in like our high school years that they were really bad, and now they're kind of getting it back going there.
yeah,
Number 22, Providence.
always good.
Number 21, Baylor. Baylor's I guess they were unranked, weren't they? Or I guess they
At
were
one point, I
25
think.
last week. Wow. Number 20, Marquette. Marquette had a big win against who they beat this week. It was on Sunday. I don't remember
Mm.
who they beat. Number 19, Clemson.
All right, I'll
Number
stop you right there. We
18,
can talk more about them. Not kidding.
number 18, Charleston. Let's go. Number 17, Miami.
Clemson should be
16,
ranked higher.
Auburn. Number 15, UConn. UConn fell hard, nine
Hmm.
spots down. Number 14, TCU. I'm low key a TCU fan. I follow them a
Yeah.
little bit. Number 13, Kansas State. Number
I don't know.
12, Iowa
That cracked
State.
me up so much. Yeah, I'm a TCU fan. I follow them.
I keep
Sorry,
up with
this.
them a little bit. My see, the reason I follow TCU a little bit is because I grew a connection last year when they made a pretty deep run. I guess it was Sweet 16, and they lost to Arizona. My mom, when it comes to bracket making, always picks the Christian schools,
Oh yeah,
and so she picked TCU to win it all, and they were like the 9 seed, and so I kind of grew following them a little bit, and then all
yeah,
their players that they had last year, Mike Miles, Lampkin, all those guys are back this year,
yeah.
so that's why I kind of
Hey,
follow
I'm
as
a
well.
longtime TCU supporter. I had a TCU sweatshirt when I was
Yeah,
little. I did tour
yeah.
there,
I
but I
remember you
didn't.
saying that. Yeah. Number 12, Iowa State. Number 11, Arizona. Number 10, Virginia.
Should be ranked higher.
Virginia doesn't Virginia doesn't do much for me, man. They're kind of boring. Number 9, Tennessee. 8, Xavier. Look at Xavier. Number
Yeah.
7, Texas. Texas is scary, man. I am
Texas still
scared about
playing
Texas.
good with all the Chris Beard stuff.
Yes, very true. Gonzaga number 6. Let's go, baby. Even though I've told you, we are not built more than any other year before.
I
We're
want you
not
to be a
built.
number one seed and get upset by a 16 seed so bad.
I love that Hickman's playing better and Rasheer Bolton's playing better. Timmy's been putting up great numbers. Um, but we're gonna face something. I just know that's gonna just our defense has not been the normal Gonzaga
Yeah.
defense, and it's I usually pick them to win it all just because kind of like your technique of like I just want them to win it all. This year, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see
Yeah.
us making it out of the Sweet 16. I would be pretty
Mm.
shocked. UCLA at number 5, kind of going under the radar. I feel a little bit doesn't get
Yeah, I
talked about
agree.
enough. Number 4, Alabama. and then 3 Purdue, 2 Kansas, and 1 Houston. Houston, being for the number 1 team, I don't hear much about them.
Yeah, they kind of take care of business too, actually.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
but UCLA, they have what's his face? Amar Bailey.
Yes.
I really don't think he's playing that like averaging a bunch, but they don't have Johnny Juzang anymore, do they? He
No,
left.
but they have Tiger Campbell still their point guard, but the
Uh, do they have
big hair.
Jaquez?
Yes. Yep, they do.
Beast.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Mari
he's
Bailey is
averaging
one of
16
the top.
points. Jalen Clark. Don't know him. See what year he is.
I know Singleton. There's a guy named Singleton.
Yeah. Jalen Clark's a junior. Yeah, Singleton. Then Amari Bailey's averaging 9 a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, man, college basketball's
It's getting to the
heating
fun
up.
part. It's getting
It
fun
is.
now.
It is.
A
Before we
month?
wrap up,
No, like about 2 months probably until Selection Sunday ish, probably.
yes, yes. I'm gonna look ahead here, see if there's any games this week that stand out. Tennis number 9 Tennessee at Mississippi State. I would keep an eye on that one. Mississippi State was ranked earlier this year.
Yeah,
Number 2 Kansas at Kansas State. I'm calling the upset there. I think K State pulls off the
good.
upset.
Are you looking on Saturday or like Wednesday or something?
I'm just looking Tuesday. I'm just gonna go through and see if there's any games that
Okay.
catch my eye.
Kansas plays
Text number
TCU Saturday
at TCU.
at Kansas, and then UCLA Arizona play on Saturday too.
That's a good one. That's a good one. On Tuesday, I was looking number 7 Texas at number 12 Iowa State. That's going to be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
Uh, we got Providence at Marquette. That's a big one on Wednesday. Arkansas at Missouri on Wednesday night as
Mizzou
well.
has
Chance for
2 games coming up. That Arkansas game, then guess who they play Saturday?
with
Alabama,
Tennessee.
number 4 Alabama
Ooh,
at home. Pack
yeah.
Zoo Arena.
Hey, Charleston has a big game on Thursday versus 1-17 Monmouth.
Oh, upset
1 and
alert.
17. That's wild. Remember when Monmouth
Yeah,
didn't they make the tournament?
yeah. They're all the celebrations on the
Yep.
bench.
That's how I remember them too. Um,
I could see
Friday's nothing.
Purdue going to Minnesota on Thursday night. Upset alert. I have no
Okay.
idea how good
That
Minnesota is, but I'm just gonna.
they're
Oh,
7
they're
and 8.
7 and 8. Okay, maybe not, but hey, you never know.
That's why I was shocked there that you said that.
No, but like weird things happen on like
For sure.
weeknights.
No, I agree. Did you mention UCLA Arizona on Saturday?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a big one. But yeah, it's another fun week to look forward to. We're gonna wrap this up so Zach can get prepared for the Cowboys to take the L tonight. But
We're winning it all. We're going on a streak of
but
4 straight wins, which we have been doing it as a pattern. It was 1 loss, 2 wins, 1 loss, 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 wins, then 1 loss, and then now it's time for 4 straight wins to win the Super Bowl
there you
and make
go.
it to our first Super Bowl since 1996. Yes, that we have not been to a Super Bowl since I've been alive, which is kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be back next. We're gonna be back this Friday with an awesome interview. I'm not gonna tell you who yet. I'll make a post about it on Instagram. But we'll be back next Monday, and we'll see what mood Zach's in. Is he gonna have any of his teams remaining in the postseason? That's gonna be the big talk because we'll know the Chiefs Jaguars by then. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe
go
he'll
Jags.
join me on the couch
Yeah,
watching everybody else. But
that'd
everybody have
be
a
something.
great week. Thank you for listening. Make sure to review, rate, subscribe, all that great stuff. And we will see you guys on Friday for the interview.
See you guys.